asked Martin Ascher to make little presentation of his new wheels for you guys who missed the expo, and there was one specific line in his presentation which created really strong opinion in my mind for that
Another
guy.
small detail, but I think it's nice, is we for maybe 10 or 20 cars in iRacing, we measured with Motec the perfect shift time per gear, and we programmed the rev lights to it. So, for example, if you're driving the Porsche Cup car around the Nordschleife, you've got for each single gear the perfect shift time. That may be just 200 revolutions, but maybe that's enough to gain another 10th around the Nordschleife. Who cares?
Can give you 1/10, and then who cares? How modest this guy really is. Most of the companies try to sell us stupid arguments and make us buy their stuff, and Martin creates something which will really give us speed, and then he says, who cares? Well, I do, and many other drivers as well. When we drive specific car on the absolute limits, those little details make huge difference. Recently happened to me with the Porsche Cayenne GT4 and took me months to understand why other cars like Mercedes and McLaren were a bit faster on the straight than me, and the draft didn't help me at all, even if I was upshifting in the red line. Well, 100 RPMs later shifting from the red line give me not just 1/10, but the opportunity to attack and take full advantage of the draft. Some of you maybe don't know, but Martin Ascher is a king of Nordschleife with the Porsche Cup, and the work he did on that wheel is for a reason. And being so modest with that, he just gained so much respect from my side. I hope you will enjoy his presentation.
This is the real steering wheel for the McLaren GT4. It's in the real race car, and based on that design we developed a complete esports series with several models. This is the first model, and we are increasing the number of inputs for each. So we are ending the series with the display integrated. But we also have the display completely separated as well. So whichever way you prefer it, depending on your seating position, you can have all the options. And maybe let's go a little bit into detail, because as you can see, it's now illuminated. Everything is blinking and shiny, but actually it can be pretty functional as well, I would say. So when we developed the steering wheel series, we wanted to have a nice illumination without a bright spot in the middle. So to have it evenly across the whole button cap. And the next thing I wanted to have is, or I wanted not to have, is stickers actually. So what we made were laser engraved button caps. You only have the button illuminated, not everything. You can see on the first glance what's going on. And now you think maybe stickers are nice because you can change them wherever you want. That's what we also wanted to have. So we made it, the customer can decide where to put the button cap. You just need to remove the button shroud around with a few screws from the front side, and then you have access to remove the button caps. So that's a lot of stuff going on the front, I would say. But on the rear side, we also have all the new equipment. Here we have the new Ascher Racing double shifter. It's ball bearing, no play, silence, no micro switch, like really reliable. It's developed from scratch again for motorsports applications, as well as our clutch pedals, which we presented last year already. We also are proud to show actually the real test shifter from our test rig. So what I did was I was trying to find out the physical limits of this shifter generation. We tested it to up to 20 million cycles, and we still didn't have any play. It's this shifter straight from the rig. There's no play, the bump stops are still brand new, so we're pretty confident that the reliability is almost unlimited. When you have a look at the rear, the entry model of our series is equipped with a single shifter and no clutch pedals right now. So that's the entry model. The same concept, same quality, also pre-tensioned ball bearing design, no play at all. And starting with the second model, you got the double shifter and the clutch pedals. But the key to this concept is that the pedal shifters are actually interchangeable. So you can upgrade them. The bolt pattern is the same for both of them. So you could upgrade the entry level steering wheel with double shifters and clutch pedals later on if you decide to do so. Or you could downgrade this one if you would want to do it. The buttons are telemetry controlled. Everything is going to work with Simucube, so the customer gets the possibility to do anything he wants. We are going to ship it with a nice preset. We put a lot of work in. We're trying to be as logical as possible. And with the Simucube, you've got the ability to change it as really easy how you want it. So you can do as complicated functions as you want, but it's a very simple user interface and you can edit our stuff or just leave it like that. It works pretty nice out of the box. We also made a dashboard that's like what's showing on the screen. With Simucube, you've got the possibility to use actually thousands of dashboards for free on the internet. But again, we made our version of it, our interpretation, what the driver might want to see. So we are focusing on just the information that's required for actually driving. So, for example, if the track temperature is changing, we made it that the temperature display is blinking for a short amount of time. Or if you change the brake bias, there's a pop-up like in the Formula 1 car to give you as much feedback as you need. A lot of functions in the background going on. If you open the file, you can see it and edit it. But another small detail, but I think it's nice, is for maybe 10 or 20 cars in iRacing, we measured with Motec the perfect shift time per gear, and we programmed the ref lights to it. So, for example, if you're driving the Porsche Cup car around the Nordschleife, you've got for each single gear the perfect shift time. That may be just 200 revolutions, but maybe that's enough to gain another 10th around the Nordschleife. Who cares? Maybe it's worth mentioning that all the 4 models are available as USB versions with the coil cable, but the 2 middle versions are also available for the Simucube wireless platform. So you have the possibility to get rid of the coil cable, but if you want to have the full telemetry control, you need to get the USB version. Again, we are working with a lot of wheelbase manufacturers, and Ascher is, for example, a new player on the market. We are working together with them to make all the USB versions compatible with their wheelbase. So in the end, for this combination, you don't have the coil cable, but the full telemetry control. When designing steering wheels, I try to be, the ergonomics are like the top of my list. The ergonomics are the most important thing for me, and I try to have as many functions as possible within thumb reach. So here you have 4 buttons, 2 encoders, and even the joystick switch with 7 functions within thumb reach without removing your grip. And on the rear, 2 pedal shifters. So you can do the most important things without removing the grip.